guys, welcome back. So today I have another video for you guys. It is my April wrap up. I read a lot of books in April. I think I read about 16. Yeah, I think it's like about 16. I read a lot of Fairytale Retellings because I dubbed April like my Fairytale Retelling month. Like I did March and then never happened. But April it happened. So that's really good. I read a lot of different Fairytale Retellings, so that worked out. But yeah. So first thing I'm going to talk about is actually the book to TV adaptations that I watched this month. Every month I want to try and watch as many book to movie adaptations or book to TV adaptations. And just because I have a lot that I just don't ever watch. Like 13 Reasons Why. I still have not seen that. And I really want to. It was like one of my most anticipated ones, and that just didn't happen. So I really want to start watching that soon. So yeah, I want to try and make it a priority to do that because I have so much to watch and play and read, and I just like push things aside. So I want to try and make it a priority. So firstly, I watched Confess. What's it called? It's the book by Colleen Hoover. I really love that book. It's my favorite book by Colleen Hoover. And they made it a web series on Go90. There's like 7 episodes. It's like 15-20 minutes each. It was really good. It's like the length of a whole movie, pretty much. But I really liked it. I thought they did a pretty good job. I give it maybe like a B+, maybe an A. But, I mean, it wasn't the best thing, but it wasn't the worst. But I thought they did a pretty good job keeping to the story, and the acting was good, so that's all I really wanted. And then I also watched one episode of The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu. That came out last week, and it came out with 3 episodes, but I was only able to watch 1. I don't really want to watch all, like, I don't want to binge it completely. I just want to watch, like, one every other day or something like that, because yeah, it's just not the kind of thing that I can just like watch episode after episode. I just need to give myself a break. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Or that's what I did. I watched the first episode. So yeah, now on to the books. I think like I said, I read a total of 16 books. Not all of them are Fairytale Retellings. I did have some that were not Fairytale Retellings, so we're gonna talk about those first. Firstly, I read I read 3 books in the In Death series. I read Fantasy in Death, which is book 30. I gave this 5 stars. I read Indulgence in Death, which is book number 31, and I gave this 4 stars, only because the case started to drag a little. I wasn't really like, I don't know, like towards the middle, I was just like, I don't care what's going on. I just don't care. And then towards the end, it started to get a lot better, so I give 4 stars. I just talked because of that. And then I read the novella 31.5, Possession and Death. This one I gave 5 stars because Eva's seeing ghosts, and it made me like laugh a lot, just because she was out of her element, and I was just like, it was good. But yeah, I mean, I really liked this, so I gave 5 stars. Alright, so another one that I read that was not a fairytale retelling is Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. This is a You've Got Mail inspired book, and it's all about this girl named Bailey who's talking to this guy named Alex online, and he lives in the same town as her father. Her parents got divorced, and he really wants her to come down and visit her father so they can meet. But she's really hesitant because she's had a tragic experience and she doesn't, really want to go through that. What's it called? But suddenly she moves in with her father and doesn't tell Alex, and she kind of wants to like meet him, without actually like meeting him. You know what I mean? Like she kind of wants to like stalk him first, see if he's actually truly who he like says he is, and then meet him. But yeah, everything just goes like crazy, but it's actually really good, and I give it 4 stars. I like the writing and the characters, and yeah. Alright. So, the next one I read, I don't actually have physically. I actually listen to it on audiobook. Every month I'm going to try and listen to an audiobook. Last month, April, I listened to The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. It was narrated by Claire Danes, and I gave that 3 stars. I liked the narration, and I liked the story, but I was really pissed off at the ending. I need closure, okay? I'm a type of person who needs the closure. I can't stand it when it's an open ending. I just can't stand it. So, I gave it 3 stars. It was good though. I enjoyed it. I just didn't love it and hated the ending. But yeah, I don't have a physical copy of it. Normally I'd show you it on my phone, but of course I'm using my phone to film. So, this sucks. Yeah. And it's about our society becoming reverting back to the way it was, women losing all their rights and just pretty much being used for breeding, pretty much. And it's all about this main character, Offred, who is a handmaid, and she is assigned to a commander, and she has to sleep with this commander every month and try to get pregnant by him. So, yeah. There's a lot more to the story, but that's really all I'm telling. That's really all I can, think of at the moment. But it was good. I give it 3 stars. And the first episode of the show, was pretty good. They're moving stuff around, they're changing some stuff, but I'm kind of liking it. So, hopefully, the show will actually end it. I would like that. Okay, so the next 2, or the last 2 that are not fairy tale, and those are the manga that I read. I read Blood Lad, Volume 1 by Yuki Kodama, and this is all about a vampire named Stas. He is a district boss in the demon world, and he's also an otaku. He loves everything Japanese, like manga, anime, and people, and stuff like that. And then one day, a Japanese girl gets, she finds her way into the demon world and gets killed, and Stas finds her soul and vows to bring her back to life. So, it was pretty good. I gave it 4 stars. The art is okay and the story was good. I didn't love it, wasn't blown away by it, but I am intrigued to see how the rest of the series is gonna go. And I like it because, at the end, they talk a lot about Stas' family, and you meet his sister, who's crazy, and then you gotta meet his brother, who's also really crazy. So, I'm excited, or I'm interested to see how the rest of the series is gonna go. And then the other one I read was Maid-sama. Of course, I gave this 5 stars. It's by Hiro Fujiwara. This is volumes 9 and 10. And again, I gave this 5 stars because it's Maid-sama. It's amazing. And I laughed so hard. But what was really, really great about this one that was not in any of the others is that you get to learn a lot about Usui's past. I want to say his name is Usui. Could be totally different. When I watch the anime, I'll find out exactly how to say his name. But you find out about his past, and I was really excited about that because he's been a complete and total mystery this entire time. So I'm really glad that you got to see more of him because I love him so much. So yeah, 5 stars. Alright, now we can go on to the Fairytale Retellings. We're going to start with, I'm just going to go by each fairy tale, and we're going to start with the ones that I only read one of each fairy tale of. First one would be Aladdin, and I read A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. This is a twisted tale from our, this is a take on our Disney movie, but twisted, and it's what if Aladdin never found the lamp? Now, that kind of annoys me, because Aladdin did find the lamp. Okay, so, of course, you've got to see the movie. If you haven't seen the Disney movie Aladdin, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But you should totally see that. So, if you've seen the movie, Aladdin goes to get the lamp, he goes in the Cave of Wonders, he gets the lamp, and they have to race out because of Abu. He's such a little troublemaker. And he gets to, the exit, and Jafar is there, and he's like, toss me the lamp, and I'll pull you out, because he's hanging on the ledge, and he doesn't trust him at first, but he gives him the lamp, and then, of course, Jafar lets him go and lets him drop. But in the movie, when it happens, Abu had found, got the lamp. He, stole it. And that didn't happen. Everything happened except for the fact that Abu didn't steal the lamp. So, he found the lamp, he just didn't keep it. So, it really should just be like, what if Jafar had gotten the lamp and not Aladdin? That kind of thing. But it was still pretty good. I gave it only 3 stars just because it was good. It just didn't blow me away, and I kind of, only 25% of it was really the movie, and then all the rest of it was, the twists, which were good, and I liked them. I just didn't love this, and it didn't blow me away, and I'm hoping it gets better, with each book. But it was good. I gave it 3 stars, so hopefully it gets better. Another 3-star read was the Wonderland retelling, and that is Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes. This is all about, it's a take on the Queen of Hearts, where actually she's a pretty decent person, and her father is the evil one. But, I don't know. I mean, I only gave it 3 stars because it wasn't the best thing that I had read. But it was good. It didn't blow me away, again. But I am interested to see how far it will go. Like what the sequel will do to it. In this one, she's a princess. She's the crown princess. She's going, she's planning to be the queen, the future queen. And, I mean, she just, every time she, every time, she tries to, please her father, it's like he backsmacks, he just smacks her. He doesn't love her. You can tell, he doesn't love her. And she's trying so hard to please him. And I feel so bad for her. But it's just awful. And she actually doesn't want to see any of her, her friends hurt. And then she loves her brother. And then just stuff happens, towards the end. It just gets, really crazy. But it was good. I gave it 3 stars. And I'm actually really interested to see, what happens in the sequel. And then the Snow White retelling, I read The Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine. This one I really loved. I gave it 5 stars. This one was all about the Princess Lorelai. She is the crown princess of Ravenspire, and when she's young, her father remarries, and the stepmother teaches Lorelai magic, and teaches her all these spells and stuff. And but then her stepmother takes over the kingdom and kills her father. And Lorelai has to run for her life with her brother and her captain of the guard or bodyguard or something like that. They get away, but they're still, years later, they're still trying to take back the kingdom. I think it was 10 years later and she's 17. Or it was 7 years later and she's 17. She could have been 10 years old. Something like that. Oh, it was 9 years later. Okay. But still, she's 19 then, or something like that. Or 18. I don't know. I really don't know it. I think she's 19. But it was good, and I really liked it, and it's all about this. It was also got this dragon shifter. He's the Prince of Elder. His name is Cole, and then his family is slaughtered. And there's this ogre army trying to take over his kingdom, trying to destroy his kingdom. So he goes to Ravenspire to get help. And he goes to the evil queen, and the queen is like, okay, I'll help you. You just gotta kill Lorelai. You just, gotta take her heart, give it to me. So he becomes her huntsman. So I thought that was a really good twist, and there's this relationship between Cole and Lorelai that I really loved. And I thought it was really good, and I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was really good. And hopefully, in the sequel, even though it's not a direct sequel, I'm hoping it, you get to see more of Laurel and Cole. That would be really nice. And then the last, just one, book in the, you know what I'm talking about. was Dorothea Must Die by Daniel Page. This is the Wizard of Oz retelling. And I gave this 4 stars. I didn't think I was going to like it. I thought this was going to be one that I would have to, like, do the update change video for. But I ended up doing it for Looking Glass Force instead. Because that one was just, it was not good. I unhauled it, so, oh well. But I was really glad I didn't have to do it for this one because I actually enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I really liked Amy. I didn't think I'd like her. And it's just all about this girl, this other girl from Kansas gets travels to Oz and has to take down Dorothy. So I thought that was really good. There were some questionable things that Amy did in the beginning. It's just like, Amy, stop it. just let it go. Just stop. And no. I mean, you're just like, damn it. But I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. And I can't wait to see what happens in the sequel. Alright, so... Alright, almost done. And now, for Cinderella, I've got 2. I've got Wires and Nerve by Marissa Meyer. This is a Lunar Chronicles graphic novel. This has to do with Aiko. Now, the reason I put this in Cinderella and not just like Red Riding Hood and Snow White and like all of them was because it's Aiko. She's Cinder's friend and Cinder's Cinderella, so we're doing it. And yeah, I just decided to put it in Cinderella. But it's a graphic novel that has to do with Aiko. It's Aiko's story after the events of Winter and before the events of Stars Above. It kind of leads like to it. This is the first volume, so there will be more in the series that I'm hoping will kind of go over. Like, it'll kind of go further than Stars Above because I really want to see some stuff happening that, you kind of like Stars Above like leads you to. I would really, really like that. I gave this 4 stars only because I'm not a fan of the monotone color. I just didn't like it. I would rather be black and white if it had to be. But, yeah, I mean, I still really enjoyed it, and it's Lunar Chronicles, so of course I loved it. 4 stars. It was really good. And I love Aiko. I love Aiko, so, yeah. And then the other Cinderella book I read was Geek Arella by Ashley Poston. And this is a modern-day Cinderella where she's a geeky, geeky person. And I just love that. She loves her cosplaying and fandoms and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm here for that. I'm so there for that. And this book is just gorgeous. It is super gorgeous. Oh my god. I love this book so much. And if I didn't love this book, I would just keep it just because of the book itself. It's just so beautiful. But I ended up really loving it. I gave it 5 stars. And it's all about, Danielle, who is our Cinderella. She, she has this favorite show that she watches, which is Starfield, and they're doing a reboot of the movie, and Darian, who is the other character you see in here, he's the other point of view, he has been casted as the lead, and Danielle finds out and she can't stand it. She just doesn't think he's right for the role, and she lets her feelings known, and it's so good. I absolutely loved it. It was just amazing. I give it 5 stars. Alright, now for the last Fairytale retelling, can you tell which one I saved for last? Because it's my favorite. Now I have 3 for this, though I technically have 2 and then 1 is questionable. Because I just don't really know. I know somebody said it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which, yeah, Beauty and the Beast. But I just don't see it. So, okay, for the first Beauty and the Beast retelling, I have Hunted by Megan Spooner, which I absolutely loved and gave 5 stars. And Beauty, or her name is Yeva, is a hunter. She hunts the beast. I thought that was amazing. And Yeva's father used to be like the greatest hunter in the world. But then he met Yeva's mother and stopped hunting and decided to become a merchant instead. And they've been really wealthy and well off. But then one day her father, after 20 years, everything has been great. And then her father loses everything. And they have to go and live in her father's hunting cabin. And then, her father's like, okay, well, I'm gonna hunt for the family. It's been 20 years, so you really think you can go hunt? Nope. He goes hunting, and then he goes missing. And Yeva, who has been trained by her father how to hunt, goes after him. And yeah, she meets the Beast, and yeah, from there, it's so good. It was so good. I give it 5 stars. I absolutely loved Ava and the Beast, and yeah. I put post-its on all my books, so this way I wouldn't have to keep looking down at what rating I gave it, or like, I also wrote some other stuff. Yeah, you don't need to know that. And then the other Beauty and the Beast retelling is The Architect of Song by A.G. Howard, and this is all about a, I'm going to read the bag. A lady imprisoned by deafness, an architect imprisoned by his past, and a ghost imprisoned within the petals of a flower, intertwined in a love story that transcends life and death. This was gorgeous. I started reading it, and the very beginning was kind of slow. So I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to love this. I'm really hoping that I love this, because it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it's like, I don't know. And then as you get more into it, and like you learn more of like the mystery aspect, it gets really good. And towards the end, I'm sobbing. Like, I'm loving this book so much. I gave this 4 stars, only because of the slow beginning. But it was so good. It was just so good. It was all about this, what's it called? Juliet is the main character. She loses her mother. And there's this lord, or viscount. He wants her estate, you know, where she lives. He wants her home. And she just lost her mother. Now she's about to lose her home. And then when she buries her mother, she sees the viscount at this grave, and he, he's a wreck. So she waits for him to leave, and then she goes to the grave, and it says hawk, and then there's a flower. So she steals the flower, of course. I mean, why wouldn't she? And she takes it home, and then she steals the flower, and she starts touching the petals, and there's this ghost that appears, and he is somehow connected to the Viscount. She just doesn't know, like, how. And then that's the mystery. And she's deaf. I mean, I thought that was like a unique aspect. I've never really read a lot of books where the main character is deaf, so I thought that was really good. And then she's deaf, but she can hear the ghost. Yeah, I thought that was really nice. Like, he's the only one she can hear. So, yeah. I really loved it. It was so good. I gave this 4 stars. It was beautiful. Okay, so now the last book is the questionable one. So this is Ever the Hunted by Erin Summerall. And this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Here. I don't see it. I don't see the Beauty and the Beast retelling. I just don't see it. Now, I don't know if maybe the person who was saying that it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling just got it wrong. I'm not sure. But I just don't see it. It's about a girl who loses her father, which, okay. And she goes, she's all alone. She has nobody. And she's about to, she's starving. So she hunts in the king's forest, which is poaching, which is punishable by death, which is bad. And she gets caught, too. That's even worse. So, she's about to be hanged, but they tell her, look, you can either die, or you can hunt down your father's killer for us. And she finds out that the person that they believe is responsible for her father's death is the boy she's in love with, and her father's apprentice. So, yeah. I just don't see it as a Beauty and the Beast retelling at all. But I thought this was really good as its own thing. I gave it 4 stars. I mean, I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for the sequel, which I believe is in December, which really sucks. But I really enjoyed it. I love that she's a huntress. She's a hunter, and, she can really track really easily. And there's also this magical aspect of it, too, which I'm not going to spoil. But yeah, I thought this was really well done, and I love the writing, and I love the characters, and I gave it 4 stars. It's just, yeah. The only thing is that I just don't see it as being a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So, that's just me. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I know this was a long video, and it's a wrap-up, so you saw that coming, I hope. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again. Happy reading. Bye.